This poem is called Looking Toward Shabbat. The week is done. I washed 7 loads of laundry. I filed 15 briefs with the courts. I prepared 21 meals. I listened to 30 customer complaints. I carried 60 pounds of groceries. I graded 100 spelling tests. I drove 200 miles in carpools. I dried buckets of tears. All my hours have been used up by others' needs, others' demands, others' priorities. When the week is done and I light the Shabbat candles, my time begins. I take a deep breath and I let go. I embrace the peace of Shabbat, standing with those who came before me and those who will follow. The candles' flames draw me in, allowing me to lay down the burdens of the week in order to restore and refresh my soul. This is my time to take in Shabbat and keep it with me for the rest of the week, giving me strength to wash 7 loads of laundry, file 15 briefs with the courts, prepare 21 meals. I happened upon this poem in the Torah, a women's commentary this week, while thumbing its pages, hoping for insights from this week's Torah portion. The poets are drashing on one verse from this week's Torah portion. We read, "On 6 days work may be done, but on the 7th day there shall be a complete rest." It's here, and in other verses found elsewhere in Torah, that we're given the mitzvah of Shabbat. Of course, we were first introduced to Shabbat way back at the beginning of the scroll. We learned in the book of Genesis that after God created all things, God blessed the 7th day and made it holy, and ceased from all the creative work that God had chosen to do. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash. On the 7th day, God ceased from work and was refreshed. We now too, humans created in the divine image, are invited each week to imitate God, to do as God does, and allow ourselves the gift of Sabbath rest. As Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel taught, 6 days a week we live under the tyranny of things of space. On the Sabbath, we try to become attuned to the holiness in time. It's a day to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. But how? Most weeks I'm too busy, too stressed, and too tired for Shabbat. The laundry, court briefs, cooking, cleaning, customer complaints, and my ever-growing to-do lists. I tell myself that we don't have Shabbat candles or a challah for motzi, and Shabbat services are just not for me. And then I'm reminded of something Dr. Susanna Heschel teaches in her foreword to Rabbi Heschel's book, The Sabbath. Reflecting on her father, Abraham Joshua Heschel's radical understanding of Shabbat, Professor Heschel reflects, he insisted that Shabbat is not about psychology or sociology. It doesn't serve to make us calmer or to hold our family together. And the Sabbath was a complement to building civilization, not a withdrawal from it. In contrast to more recent approaches to the Sabbath, my father, she writes, did not emphasize the importance of ritual. Heschel believed that the words customs and ceremonies should be eradicated from Jewish vocabulary. Nor did he view the Sabbath as a vehicle for solidifying Jewish continuity. The truth is that observing Shabbat is not about lighting candles or not. It's about reflecting on what those candles represent. They are a reminder of God's presence. We light candles to mark sacred time, and to set the Sabbath apart from the rest of the week. As Heschel wrote, 6 days a week we seek to dominate the world. On the 7th day we try to dominate the self, to bring the innate holiness of Shabbat into our awareness, to breathe deeply, allowing ourselves a moment of reprieve. To observe Shabbat is to acknowledge our place in a chain of tradition, linking us to the generations who lived before us and serving as a bridge to the generations yet to be born. As Heschel taught, it's not for the purpose of Jewish continuity, but for us to acknowledge that each of us matters. Our actions honor those who came before us and help pave the way for future generations. Each link in the chain, each of us really matters, not just for the sake of continuity, but because our actions help further our people's relationship with God, build relationship with ourselves, and help to make the world a better place. Shabbat serves as both an opportunity and a reminder to reflect on this. Like clockwork, it comes once a week, whether we're ready for it or not, whether we completed all the week's tasks or not. And it demands nothing more from us than we stop, put down our work, take time for ourselves, and reflect. Shabbat is an opportunity to recharge at the end of a busy work week and a chance to reset and begin the new week feeling a bit more prepared. As our poets remind us, when the week is done and I light the Shabbat candles, my time begins. I take a deep breath and let go. I embrace the peace of Shabbat, standing with those who came before me and those who will follow. The candle's flames draw me in, allowing me to lay down the burdens of the week in order to restore and refresh my soul. This is my time to take in Shabbat and keep it with me for the rest of the week, giving me strength to wash 7 loads of laundry, file 15 briefs with the courts, prepare 21 meals. So whether you're with me live on this Friday afternoon or watching the sermon later in the week, but before Shabbat comes again, I wish you a peaceful and nourishing Shabbat. May we, through our Shabbat practices, come to know God's most precious gift of shalom, peace. And may we feel refreshed. Shabbat shalom.